Shalom and welcome to this week's Hebrew class, which is revision part B of Yehuchanan or John 14, and we'll be dealing with verses 17 to 31. So let us now begin. Remembering this is all about revision and seeing what we remember from or what we know as we go through it and try to translate the Hebrew into the English. And as usual, of course, I include the chart of the Nikud and the useful resources, which if you're new, you might need to look at, but if not, we will move to the revision. So we start, of course, seeing that we have a Yod, which has a value of 10, and a Zion value of 7. So we know we're in verse 17. And then we begin with Et, which is a grammar marker. Ruach, meaning spirit, the spirit. Ha-emet, meaning the truth, the spirit of the truth. Asher, that. Lo, not. Yakol, shall be able. Ha-olam, meaning the world. Le-ha-si-go, meaning to comprehend him, with of course the pronoun at the end. Ba'asher, in that, and now we look at the translation, and it is grammar marker, the spirit of the truth, that not shall be able the world to comprehend him, in that, and then we have lo, not, yirehu, which means they shall see. Lo and not, yada'ehu, which means to know him. Not shall know him. Va'atem, and you, yadatem, you do know. Oto, him. And not they shall see, and not know him. And you know him. And then we come to the bottom line, which is ki hu, and we can translate it as for he is shoken, meaning dwelling. Itkem, with you. Bekir bekem, which means in your insides, in other words, within you. For he is dwelling with you in your insides. Right, now we come to the next one. And we see it's represented with Yod and a Chet. Yod 10, Chet 8. And we have lo, which means not. Zav kem, which means I abandon you. So azav means to abandon or to leave. Yatomim, as orphans. Avoa, and it means the aleph is I am coming. Aleikem, unto you. Then we see, translated, not I abandon you as orphans. I am coming unto you. And then we have Yod 10, Tet 9. So we're in 19. Od can mean still. Me'at, meaning a little, and it can mean a little time. The ha'olam, and the world, lo, not, Yosef, will add. And the reason I say that is that Yosef means to add, right? But they translate it as no more, but it's not shall add, lirot, to see, ot, me. So we see it here. Still a little, and the world not will add, And then I put under it so that you realize it means no more, the world no more. Lirot, to see me. And then we have the atem, and you, tiruni, which is you shall see me. Ki, for chai, well, we know that means to be alive, right? So alive. So for alive or because alive, ani, I am. Vagam, and also atem, you, chayo. Chayo, which means to live. And then tich, you, which is you shall live. So when we have two repetitions of the same, they often translate as surely you shall live. And that's how what we see. And you shall see me because alive I am. And also you to live, or surely you shall live. Okay, then we move to, and as we can see, it's a kaf, which means 20. And we have the haya. And it shall be, right? Shall be, and shall be. Bayom, in the day, ha-hu, that, yadua, which is to be known, and again, where it's a repetition of the same basic word, tedu, you shall know. So, shall know, you shall know. So, surely you shall know. Ki, that, ani, I am, ba'avi, in my Father. So let's look at the translation. And shall be in the day that known, or certainly you shall know. So it's a repetition of to know, right? Ki, for, or that, ani, I am, and we got in my Father. And then we have the atem, and you be, which means in, that's the bet, and the yod is me, in me, va'ani, and I am the kem, in you. And you in me, and I am in you. And then we have kaf, 20, aleph, 1, and it is me, who, or who is, asher, that, mitzvotai, my commandments. The my is from the yod at the end. Ito, with him, vayish, more, and keeps, otam, them, who, he, asher, or he is, who, or who, ahav, loves, who loves, who is that, my commandments, with him, and keeps them, he is who loves, because we know ahav means to love. And then we move on to the next one, and we have, because it's the second part of 21, it is ot, me, the ohavi, which means, and he loves me, because ahav we know is love. Ahuv, which is loved. Le'avi, to my Father, or by my Father. Va'ani, and I am, ohavehu, loving him. So that's like a participle. Ohavehu, and I'm loving him. The Elev, and to him, et vada. It's like the vav has been changed, the yod changed to a vav, So it's et vada, which is the same root as, and they translate it as I make myself known. Because we know it comes from the root of being yada, is to know, right? Right. And the translation, therefore, is me, O-T, and he loving me is beloved to my Father, and I am loving him, and to him I make myself known. So, now we move to 22, which you see is a kaf 20 and a vet 2. Vayomer, and he said, Elev to him, Yehuda, that's who's saying it, Yehuda, or translated in English, Judas, the who and he, lo not, ish, the man or a man of Keriot, which means literally the man of the districts, which is Judas Iscariot in the normal reading. Adoni, my master. And the translation, and he said to him, Yehuda, and he not the man of Keriot, my master. Ma, what, ka. What, you could say, what is, or what is it to you? Because this is like what, so you could say, what is it? Leka, to you. Ki, which can be that. Tach pots. You do desire, because it's got the word for desire there. You do desire. Le hit vada, to make yourself known. Elenu, unto us. Velo, and not la olam, to the world. What is it to you that you do desire to make yourself known to us and not to the world? Then we have a kaf 20, gimel 3, we're in 23. Vaya'an, and he answered, and now who answered? Yahushua. Vayomer, and he said, Elev, unto him, Ish, a man, Ki, that, Ye'ehavani, which is, shall love me. Yishmor, shall safeguard, or he will safeguard, he will keep. So it is, and he answered, Yahushua, and he said to him, a man that shall love me, he will safeguard. And then we begin here, et, which is grammar marker, dvari, meaning my word. The avi, and my father, ye'ehav, means shall love, oto, him, the navoa, and we come. So the nun there is like a we. We come, because vo we know is to come. Elev, unto him, the nasim, and we place or make, right? Set. Sim is like to place or to set. And we place. So, grammar marker, my word, and my father shall love, him, and we come to him, and we place, shakanu, right? And shakan, it is dwelling. And in this case, rather than repeating the nun twice, they use just one nun. And maybe that's what the Dagesh tells us, that it's possible there's two of them, right? Shakanu, our dwelling, because the nu is our. Etzlo. So etzlo means beside him. It's often translated with him, right? Beside him, with him. Our dwelling beside him. And then we have a kaf and a dalet, which is 20 and 4. In 24, va'ashir, and who lo not ye'ehavani. Again, ye'ehavani, shall love me. Who, he, lo not yishmor, shall safeguard or keep, et, grammar marker, davari, meaning my word, the hadavar, and the word, translation, and who not shall love me, he not shall safeguard, grammar marker, my word, and the word. Ashir, that shematem, you have heard, because we know shema is to hear, or right? Lo not sheli, shell basically means belongs to me. Who, which could be it in this case, and then it is ki im. Those two go together to make but. Shall, meaning belongs, avi, my father, ashir, who, shalachani, shalach is to send, and me, sent me. Translation, that you heard not belongs to me, it, but belongs to my Father who sent me. And then we have a kaf 20, a hey 5. So we have 25. Et grammar marker, ele, these, dibarti, I have spoken, aleikem, unto you, be'od, which means while still. It can mean on behalf or while still, because we know that odd means still, more, yet. So in still or on behalf, right? Or while still. He yo ti. And of course, haya is in there. So I was. Imakem, meaning with you. Grammar marker, these I've spoken unto you while still me being with you. And then we have kaf 20, vav 6, 26, right? And it is the ha-melitz. Right, now it means, and the advocate, the defense attorney, you could call him. The advocate, ruach, the spirit, ha-kodesh, the holy, the spirit, the Holy Spirit, ashir, whom yishlach, he shall send, avi, meaning my father, he's the one sending, bish me, meaning in my name, because Shem is name, who, he. So the translation, and the advocate, the Spirit, the Holy, whom he shall send, my Father, in my name, he. And then we have Ye lamed kem. Now we should know lamed means to teach, right? So he shall teach you. He shall, that's the yod, teach, and kem is you. Et, grammar marker, kol, all. So he'll teach you all, everything in other words. The yazkir kem, and shall remind you, because we can see that you've got zakar means to remember, right? Cause you to remember or remind you. Et, grammar marker, kol, all. Asher, that, he gad, ti. He gad means to tell, I told, lakem, to you. Right, and that's the translation. He shall teach you, grammar marker all, and shall remind you, grammar marker all, that I told to you. And now we've got a kaf and a zayin, which is 20 and 7. And it is shalom, which we know is peace. Ani, I, maniach. So maniach means to leave. I am, or it could be, I leave lakem to you, et grammar marker, shalomi, my peace. So it's grammar marker, my peace. Et 10, I give, lakem to you, or for you, lo not ka'asher like that. Translation, peace I leave to you, grammar marker, my peace I give to you, not like that. Yiten, it shall give, we could say, or shall give, right? But it's it, because the following word tells us why I used it. Ha'olam, meaning the world. So that's an it. Anoki, I am, no 10, giving, lakem, to you, I'll not, ye bahel. And therefore they translate, and let not be alarmed, because bahel means to be alarmed or surprised. Levav kem, your heart. The al, and not ye chat. And let not be terrified or afraid is also what they use there. It shall give the world. I am giving to you, and let not be alarmed your heart, and not let it be afraid. And then we have a kaf, 20, a chet, 8. Hello. Now with the hey like that, it's like a question. Did not shematem, you hear, because shema means to hear, right? Ki, that, amarti, I said, aleikem, unto you, lek. Now the aleph is I and lek is go. I go. The ashuva, meaning and I again, that's a pronoun. Shuva means return, and I return. Aleikem, unto you. Did not you hear that I said unto you, I go and I return unto you? And then we've got lu. Lu meaning if only, ahavtem, you loved, oti, me, ki, for, ata, meaning currently or now, but they translate as then, but it's literally now, for now. Tis mechu, you would rejoice, because we know sameach means to rejoice or have joy, right? So you shall rejoice, or you will rejoice. Behagidi, in me, that's the yod, and telling. Lakem, to you, in my telling. If only you loved me, for now or currently, you would rejoice in my telling to you. Ki, that hulik, going, that going, ani, I am, el to, ha of the Father, ki for, avi, my Father, gadol, meaning greater, is greater, me, from me. They translate it as than me, but it's using the mem, which can mean from as well, which is that going I am to the Father, for my Father is greater from me. And then the bottom line, we have a kaf 20 and a tet, which has a value of 9. Va'ata, and now, hine, which is behold, higati, I have told, zot this, lakem to you, beterem, which is before, in, or it can, with the bet it means in normally, and terem meaning prior or not yet. So it's translated basically as before. He yota, which is it shall be. It shall be, because we can see you got haya in there, hayot, which means to be, right? It shall be. Le ma'an, which is so that. The translation, and now behold, I have told this to you before it shall be, so that. And then we have tavo, when it shall come. Literally just means shall come, but I've added to that when it shall come, just to make it sound more easier to understand. V'ta'aminu, which means and, literally it's and you shall believe. When it shall come, you shall believe, but it's also got the conjunction there as and you shall believe. And then we have a lamed, which has a value of 30, and we have lo, not arbe, I, and then rabe, meaning more or many, right? So not I increase, it could be, or, right? And then odd, meaning still. Amari, saying or speaking. Imakem, with you. Ki, for. Hine, behold. Va, comes. Sar, meaning the prince. Ha'olam, of the world. Not I increase more, speaking. With you, for behold comes the Prince of the world. Haze, this, uvi, and in me, ain, meaning not, lo, for him, kol, meaning all, or it can be translated as anything, right? This, that means of the world this world, and in me, not for him, anything. So now there's nothing that the Prince of the world has that's in Yeshua. And now we're up to 31, which is Lamed 30, Aleph 1. Ak, which usually means but, le ma'an, so that, yedda, it shall know. And the reason it's it is because of the following word. Ha'olam, the world. Ki, that, Ohev, loved or loving, because it's like a participle, but you can say loved. Ani, I, et, grammar marker, avi, my father. But so that it shall know the world that loved I. Grammar marker, my father. So you could also say that loving I, my father, as being a present tense sort of, that he loves his father, right? V'ka asher, and like that, Sivani commanded me, Avi, my father, can so, say, I do, kumu, you arise, the nel ka, and we go. Because again, the nun there could be like we, and lek is go, and we go mize, from this. Translate just generally as from here. And like that commanded me my father, so I do. You arise, and we go from this, or from here. And that brings us to the end of that chapter. And of course, we now have the vowel markings, so let's just quickly look at them again. We see that when we have the vowel here with the dot above it, it's an O sound. Cholam, it's called a cholam. Now, sometimes, like in mitvotav, they actually say the vav followed by the O. But in most cases, it's just an O sound. So it's just, you'll get used to the different times how we use it. And then we've got a shava, which doesn't necessarily have a sound. Occasionally it has a sound, a short E sound behind it. But this is used, shava is used to break up the word into syllables. And I color code it to make it easier for you. And then we have a segol, right, which is a short E sound. And then we have zere, which is a longer E sound. Then we have a patak, which is a short A sound, kamat, long A sound. Then we have shuruk, a shuruk, which is a U sound. And it's the same as a kubutz, which also has that U sound. So it's ku, so it's a U sound. Then we've got a combination which has a shava in it and a segol, and it's called a kataf segol. So it has that short E sound. And then we have a chirik, which is a short I sound, chi. And then we have patak, a kataf patak. Again, it's a short A sound. And we have a kataf kamatz. So that also is a longer A sound. Okay, that brings us to the last slide in our revision, which of course, and I've given you the resources again, and if you use them, it'll really help you. And also, we have the numberings, right? So let's look at the ones we use least, which is the Tav 400, Shin 300, Resh 200, Kuf 100, Zade 90, Pei or Fei is 80, they call it Pev, Ayin 70, Samek 60, Nun 50, and Mem 40. And then we see here also we have Lamed 30, Kaf 20, Yod 10, Tet 9, Chet 8, Zion 7, Vav 6, Hey 5, Dalet 4, Gimel 3, Bayet 2, Aleph 1. So if we do them back to front and we just get used to randomly picking a Samek. What's a Samek? 60. So we just got to get used to the values. And I just pray that these revisions also stir you to see what you know. And I just hope that you enjoy these lessons. And so may you have a Shavua Tov or a Shabbat Shalom if it's Shabbat as you're having, because I release it on Shabbat, and we just hope that you have a great week. In Yeshua's great and glorious name, amen.